Today, I'm recounting a biographical comedy drama from 2011 titled The Intouchables. Spoilers ahead, so watch at your own risk. Late one night in Paris, Driss is driving his employer, Philippe, through empty streets. Bored by traffic, Driss suddenly floors the accelerator, weaving through cars and ignoring traffic signs. The police immediately pursue them. Amused, Driss bets Philippe he can lose the cops. But they're caught under a bridge, ambushed from both sides. Without panic, Driss makes another bet, claiming he can turn the situation into an escort to the hospital. Pretending there's a medical emergency, he convinces the officers that Philippe is in critical condition. When they see the wheelchair and Philippe fake a seizure, the police buy the story and clear the road for them. As soon as the officers leave, Driss celebrates by blasting music and sharing a cigarette with Philippe before speeding away. This wild moment marks the height of a friendship that began months earlier. Months before that night, Philippe and his assistant, Magali, conduct interviews to find a new caretaker. Each applicant gives safe, awkward answers, and none stand out. Suddenly, Driss barges into the interview room, uninterested in the job. All he wants is a signature, confirming he was rejected so he can continue receiving unemployment benefits. His bluntness shocks everyone, and he even flirts with Magali. Philippe, however, is intrigued by his honesty and attitude. Instead of dismissing him, he asks Driss to return the next day. Driss returns to his cramped apartment in a rough neighborhood where he lives with several younger siblings. He barely manages to take a bath as the kids interrupt constantly, until his responsible sister Mina helps him. He notices his younger brother Adama getting out of a suspicious car and growing evasive. That night, his mother arrives home. Driss gives her a stolen Fabergé egg as a gift and claims he's been on vacation. She isn't fooled. Angry that he vanished for 6 months without contact, she throws him out. The next day, Driss returns to Philippe's mansion for his paperwork. The housekeeper Yvonne shows him around and casually explains Philippe's daily care routine. Driss is stunned by the luxury, especially the private bathroom that would be his. When he meets Philippe again, he receives something unexpected, a 1-month trial as Philippe's caretaker. Driss accepts despite zero experience. Philippe even bets he won't last 2 weeks. Driss quickly learns that the job is far more intimate than he imagined. He must lift Philippe, dress him, stimulate his legs, bathe him, and even clean him after using the bathroom. At first, he complains loudly and refuses, but slowly, he accepts these tasks as part of the job. Despite mistakes and awkward moments, a rhythm develops between them. Driss even clashes with Philippe's teenage daughter Elisa when he catches her sneaking off with her boyfriend. As days pass, Driss adapts. He organizes Philippe's mail and discovers a stack of private letters he's forbidden to open. He learns that Philippe has been exchanging letters with a woman named Eleanor for months. Driss also pushes boundaries in the house, calling escorts, flirting with Magali, and challenging the rigid rules Philippe once lived by. One night, Philippe suffers a severe breathing attack. Unable to ignore him, Driss calms him through it with gentle words and a cool cloth. When the pain returns, Driss takes him outside for fresh air by the river. Under the Paris night sky, Philippe opens up about his condition, his phantom pain, and his emotional loneliness. They share laughs, food, music, and even a joint, deepening their bond. Philippe finally tells Driss his tragic past. He met his wife in school, and after several miscarriages, she fell terminally ill. They adopted Elisa. Philippe loved extreme sports, and during a paragliding accident, he became quadriplegic. He confessed that losing his wife hurt far more than losing control of his body. That night, Driss officially completes his 1-month trial and becomes Philippe's permanent caretaker. His first request is to retrieve the stolen Fabergé egg, which was a precious annual gift from his late wife. Driss becomes increasingly involved in Philippe's emotional life. He encourages him to be bolder in his letters to Eleanor and eventually forces him to speak with her on the phone. Their connection deepens rapidly. Driss also begins painting in his spare time, discovering a creative side he never knew he had. To his surprise, Philippe has faith in his art and helps him sell his first painting for a large amount of money. At Philippe's birthday party, Driss saves the night by turning stiff classical music into a full dance floor celebration. His energy revives the entire room and reminds everyone that life doesn't have to be lived in stillness. Later that night, Driss secretly reads Eleanor's latest letter and learns that she has finally sent her photograph and agreed to meet Philippe. On the day of the long-awaited date, Philippe is nervous. Yvonne and Driss dress him in multiple outfits until they find their perfect one. Driss leaves Philippe in Yvonne's care and goes to confront Elisa's ex-boyfriend and forces him to apologize and treat her properly. Meanwhile, at the restaurant, Philippe waits anxiously for Eleanor. After a long delay, he gives up and leaves in disappointment, just moments before she finally arrives. To lift Philippe's spirits, Driss takes him on a spontaneous trip in Philippe's private plane. They go paragliding together in the countryside, despite Driss' fear. When they return home, Driss confronts Athama about his dangerous behavior, learning that his brother is slipping into criminal activity. That night, Philippe and Driss share one of their most personal conversations. Driss reveals the truth of his childhood, that he was born in Senegal, brought to France by relatives, and was renamed Driss because other children had his original name. Feeling responsible for his family and Adama in particular, Driss is torn between his old life and this new one. Realizing this, Philippe makes a painful decision. He fires Driss so that he can return to his family and take responsibility for his brother's future. It is not rejection, but an act of care. The next morning, Driss packs his bags. He says goodbye to the household and finally accepts that Magali is happily committed somewhere else. Before leaving, he keeps Eleanor's photo and returns the baby monitor to Yvonne. Driss returns to his old neighborhood life, but now with new confidence and purpose. He protects Adama from criminal influences and soon lands a new job as a professional driver. Meanwhile, Philippe struggles with his new caretaker, who lacks warmth and connection. One night, Philippe experiences unbearable phantom pain and refuses help. Yvonne secretly calls Driss. This leads back to the dramatic police chase from the beginning of the story. After calming Philippe by the sea, Driss grooms him and prepares him for one final lunch. The meeting with Eleanor. Driss brings Philippe to the restaurant and quietly leaves. Philippe waits alone, afraid of disappointment once more. Then Eleanor arrives. She smiles, sits beside him, and shows that she accepts him fully. Not seeing the wheelchair, but the man, the film ends by revealing the true story behind the characters. The real Count Philippe Piso de Borgo rebuilt his life, remarried, and has 2 daughters. The real Driss, now Abdel Salou, became a successful businessman with his own family. Despite life moving forward, the 2 men remain close friends to this day, proving that the most unexpected connections can change lives forever.